Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today we finally have the full announcement for the 2025 summer event and more. As always, chapters to each topic are listed below. First up, tomorrow on July 1st, Xbox and PlayStation PC are going to be getting the Echelon Intel Science Spearhead. This is a 4-3 science ship with no hangar bays and an Intel Command Specialization combo. The ship itself is fine, but with those stats, it really doesn't offer that much given the Ark Royal is just $30 in the Zen store. The only reasons to get this ship are for the skin, which is compatible with the Gagarin line, or for the Tracer Payloads console, which is going to be useful if you're a support-focused player looking to buff up your teammates. Ultimately, it's not a lockbox ship that most of you should or will care about. Next up, the 2025 Summer Event blog is now live. This event starts on all platforms tomorrow, July 1st at 8 AM Pacific, and it runs until July 30th at noon Pacific time. The grand prize is the Federation Intel Holoship, as I have previously covered, but there are some other additions here. These secondary editions can be acquired via the various summer event stores in exchange for little nut favors, the currency that you can acquire via participating in the various activities around the Ryza event map, or that you can acquire via the player exchange. So there's two new costumes here. The first is the Frontier Doctor outfit, as seen worn by Dr. McCoy. So I know that there's going to be a few of you very happy to see this finally in the game. And then there is the sunscreen makeup costume that you can pick up. So if you want to have that sunscreen effect on your character, then that's an option for you. And below that, there is some new power boards and floaters. These are the prismatic variants. And below that is another floater, the classic thruster pack. And before I get into the kit modules, there is also some new emotes. So you can get a proper stretch with calisthenics, conquer the dance hall with tap dance, or get some friends together to show your hype with baseball wave. And in total, there is 3 new kit modules. 2 of them are earth elements and 1 is air, and these are designed to work with last year's Ryzian Terraformer Universal kit frame. So the first here is Rapid Lithic Formation, and this is an earth elemental kit. Catch your foes by surprise by springing fully formed stalagmites right under their feet. This kit module will also deal kinetic damage to enemies in a 5-meter radius from the main target. It also has a 20% chance of knocking up those affected. And then there is Mineral Quicksand. This is another Earth Elemental kit. Make the ground where your foes stand their worst enemy. This kit module will modify the chemical structure of a 15-meter area of ground right under the target's position, dealing damage and slowing them every second, max of 5 stacks. Once at those 5 stacks, the target will be rooted in place for 10 seconds, but all that mineral oil is highly flammable. Using direct energy weapons on a rooted target will ignite them for 10 seconds. And the final one here is Wrist-Mounted Acid Spray. This is an Air Elemental kit. Hold the power of Ryzian Terraforming in your wrist. Inside this wrist-mounted module are all the necessary elements to aerosolize a very potent acid mix that will deal toxic damage for 10 seconds to any foe unfortunate enough to be affected by its spray. They will also receive plus 10% damage, max of 5 stacks, and be confused for 10 seconds. And just as I finish recording this section, it appears that some GIFs were added in to show what the emotes look like. So there is the calisthenics one, tap dance, and the baseball wave. And the grand prize from the summer event this year is the Federation Intel Holoship from Star Trek Insurrection. Now, don't let the brick visual deter you. The main unique feature of the ship is that it has holographic technology baked into it that lets it look like other ships. But before I get into all of that, let's recap the stats. This thing has a hull modifier of 1.25, shield mod of 1.15, it has a 4-4 weapon setup, and it cannot equip dual cannons per the blog. It has 3 device slots for the consoles, 4 attack, 4 inch, 3 psi, base turn rate of 11, impulse of 0.2, inertia of 75. For the power buffs, plus 5 to weapons and engines, and plus 10 to aux. And it has the Cruiser Mastery package. And for the bridge officers, it's got a Commander Universal with Intel, Lieutenant Commander Universal with Merrick Worker, Lieutenant Commander Universal, and Lieutenant Universal. So it does lose out on 1 bridge officer ability in exchange for having everything universal, but with how flexible that is, you're able to do many different things with this ship layout. And shifting over to the built-in configuration modes this ship has, the three options are for TAC, ING, or Psi. Each configuration mode will adjust some ship stats, provide a different set of buffs from defeating foes, and provides a different set of holographic visuals for the ship that also work based on kills. The foes defeated or killed requirement that this has is persistent across maps and TFOs, and it tracks how many enemies you defeated while in that mode over the last 20 hours. All possible ship visuals are listed over at the right side. It seems that you'll be able to pick the one that you want the ship to look like. Now for the modes, the first here that I'm going to go over is TAC. This provides a boost to flight speed and turn rate in exchange for lowering your hull and shield capacity. It also modifies the power buffs to swap it over to plus 15 weapon and engine power. And then defeating foes while in this mode is going to grant you some buffs, so at 50 foes defeated, that's minus 10% weapon power cost, 100 foes plus 2% critical chance with weapons, 150 foes plus 10% crit severity with weapons, and 200 foes is plus 10% weapon firing cycle haste. For the engineering mode, this is going to provide a boost to max hull capacity and shield capacity in exchange for reducing flight speed and turn rate. And then the power bonuses swap to plus 10 weapon, shield, and aux power. And for defeating foes with this mode, with 50 foes defeated, that's plus 10% hull regen, 100 foes plus 10% shield regen, 150 plus 35 all damage resistance, and 200 is plus 5 max all power subsystems. And then for science, the passive boost here is going to be for max shield capacity, flight speed, and turn rate, and then it reduces max hull capacity. And for the subsystem power buffs from the ship, it'll swap over to plus 15 shield and aux power. For the foes defeated, 50 is going to grant you plus 25 EPG, 100 is plus 25 control, 150 is plus 25 drain expertise, and 200 is plus 10% recharge speed on universal consoles. I'm really happy to see that they're experimenting here. I think that the mode configurations are a very nice concept, but I think that the values that they have on the buffs here are really on the lower side, especially for the non-TAC ones. 10% hull and shield regen. I just don't care about that. That value is so low, it basically is irrelevant. For science, plus 25 to some of these skills. For something that is locked to just this ship, that really isn't that impactful. So it's a neat concept, just the values here for the buffs they're providing are definitely on the lower side. And for the Admiralty card, this is 48 inch, 36 psi, 42 TAC, and the special is 2x critical rating from events. And heading over to the accessories, they thankfully have pictures of them in the blog here. So for the console, the passive is plus 20% inertia rating and plus 20 defense rating. Inertia doesn't have many ways to buff it up in the game, so that's good to see. And the clicky here is basically a survivability clicky and then also a debuff. So this won't appeal to everyone, but the debuff portion of this is going to be interesting for any support-focused players. And the Starship Trait is Ouroboros Driver, and this is 10% cooldown reduction for TAC and Intel abilities when you hit Injure Miracle Worker Bridge Officer abilities, and vice versa. Recharge traits like this don't really have much value in the current state of the game, but if you're a new player that doesn't have anything else, then I could see this being of good value to you. Overall, the Federation Intel Holoship is interesting and will be a great ship for new players, but for established veterans, it's not going to have much to offer. But that's all I have for you guys today, so let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. As always, thank you for watching, and see you all next time.